Conference will now be recorded.
Please.
Counselor Halverson.
Here.
Counselor Marujo. Here. Counselor Moore.
Here.
Counselor Kevin.
Present.
Counselor Arnold.
Present.
The quorum.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda in the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the agenda for the November 18th, 2025, city council meeting,
Public safety.
public safety
All
meeting.
right.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Because of the way the meetings are going, we're just gonna go ahead and do the monthly report first. So everyone can make a real quick report unless you got something super important. And then we can get back down to the real business. Everything. Not that your business isn't real, it's just.
Did y'all hear what she said?
I did.
Okay, so we'll start with emergency management.
Madam Chair, I don't have anything additional to add. My report's in the packet, but I stand for any questions.
Thank you.
The CDBG grants are still just intense.
Still just the intent, so yep. We should have more information on that tomorrow. We have a meeting with the
Okay, questions for Ms. Sanders? All right, Rosal Animal Services. That's all.
I don't have my report either. They full with dogs and cats. And I stand for any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions for Chantel, Ms. Marriott? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Community development.
Madam Chair, we don't have anything to report. We are in our building now. We're running at full capacity. Stand for questions.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Franco? That's good. Okay, thank you. Consolidated, yes, sir.
One question. Toby, I don't know if you're in charge of this. Over behind Subway on Southeast Main at the Y, behind there's a trailer that says Alien Voice Smoke and Vape. Do you know about that and what it?
But I will.
That green thing,
Have
that's
you seen
green.
it? Yeah, it's
Mhm.
right there, right directly behind.
Today, matter of fact, a little green trailer.
It's in there.
Yeah.
It's been there a while.
Exactly. yeah.
It's been there a long time.
Let me not have a business.
I never seen it open. I
So.
just wondering about it.
I'll look into it.
Also, one other question over on. South Sunset, directly across the street from Saddle Creek Apartments. There is a new company there that has the big wheels. Used to be like a movie theater, entertainment center. I want to say 1901 South Sunset. Now, I noticed they took down the back fence in the back and they've taken all that property in the back. And I don't know if this is you. Did they purchase that land or they just tore down the fence? See if I get the address real quick.
Can't picture the
Not where the,
property right now.
not where the laundromat is, right?
Well, he opened it up. You know, the sense of that trash mess that I sent?
Who does the trash?
You said Abraham?
Yeah,
I sent my guy over there, but I haven't seen him.
okay.
I think the address is 1906 South Sunset.
South
Let me
Sunset.
make sure.
That's that old roofing place?
Yes, yes.
They tore down the fence in the back?
They tore down the fence in the back and they've expanded way out towards the river back there.
Okay.
I don't know how much of it they purchased or if they even purchased anything.
I do not have an answer for you. I'll look into that also.
Okay. Second question, went back there dove hunting a couple months ago. Two trailers back in there parked. Looks like two families are living back there.
Really?
Yeah, travel trailers are way in the back.
Way back there?
Yeah, you know where Lance Hondo Little League is?
Mm-hmm.
Back in there.
That's
Back in
county.
that open property?
It's county.
You say you think that's county?
That's county, okay then.
You were dove hunting back there?
Yeah, a lot of good hunting.
I think it was in the county.
The county. Okay, thank you, Toby, appreciate it.
And Toby does the trash?
No, Abraham does the trash,
I mean,
but I sent it to him too because it's a code
I
violation.
still by main, up Washington, Union, and there's This trash is stacked all the way up here, just across from Domino's.
Hmm.
A lot of trash right there.
15 minutes.
All right. We didn't rush down, so let's not get it.
All right, AMR, Kevin. Oh, dispatch, I'm sorry. Control, Allison.
My reports in your packet, my staff for any questions.
Thank you.
Any? Thanks. Yep, okay, Kevin.
Councilors, I don't have my reports in your packet. I don't have anything to add to it. I'll stand for it.
Thanks. RPD, for that one.
And councilors, the monthly report is in the package and stand behind that. And any questions?
Any questions for RPD? Thank you. Fire department.
Madam Chair, councilors, our report's in your packet. It stands as is. Just want to offer one warning. This month we'll start our hydrant project. If you guys get any calls, we'll be running some water out of those hydrants for next month and probably into December, January. Thank you.
I had fun the other day. You guys were really great.
Madam Chair, question.
Yes, sir.
For, Chief Chavez, did we ever find out about Monterey Shopping Center, about those parking on the curve and all that? I know at one time it was a fire lane, now it's just anybody parking against the curb.
The fire marshal instruct those that are considered fire lanes to paint correctly those and identify those as fire lanes and no parking areas. So I'll check back with them and make sure that we close the loop on that.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so that's all for the reports. We'll move on to our regular items. First one is number 2. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to consider and refer to the Finance Committee budget adjustment of 1.8 million of opioid funds money to be appropriated for expenditure by the city consistent with the following scope and for any real property, fixtures, and personal property necessary or related to accomplishing the goals and scope.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilor Arnold, a second by Councilor Moore. So you'd like to present this, Councilor?
Yes, thank you very much. I want to thank Mr. Eintema and Mr. Matthews for your guidance on getting this back before the council. As many of you know, I've spent several years really looking at our community behavioral health resources, and the reason I actually am providing you with 2 written statements is because one's a bullet point, one's just a statement regarding this, because when I'm speaking, I don't necessarily cover everything because of how passionate I am about the topic. So, but I do want to say that I believe that healthy minds create a healthy community. There has been a talk for many years now about how to address some of the concerns of substance abuse. Like I said, community support for substance abuse, people who actually go into Sunrise or into our county jail and just walk out with no solutions thereafter. The previous measure that I had presented, I believe it was like only one branch of the tree. This is a recommendation that was recommended by a community member, would cover a lot more parts of that tree, allowing the community to work with an organization that might come in and provide all the resources in one. If you'll note, this is just a one-time investment. There isn't after maintenance required. And I think divine timing is actually something to really look at. I've been trying on this for 2 years, but this actually coming up right now at this time, any entity that actually we do move forward with has the ability to reach out during the legislative session to actually get additional funding. And what I've actually seen is that the legislature tends to support communities that put their money where their mouth is. And we've seen that with the Air Center. We've seen that in several different instances in our town here recently, as the state has been very engaged. And so I just want to ask your support. I ask that you consider the statements that I'm presenting, and any questions you may have. I'll stand for those now.
So initially, this is just making the funds available, correct? Issue an RFP.
Yes, Eddy County, it's basically following the rhythm,
Yeah.
Eddy counties. Yes, so that's all it's doing, is asking us to pull forward the 1.8 million in opioid funding that we have, so we can put it out for RFP or continue the process.
Any-
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
So, Councilor Arnold, and I would tell you that I'm all for what you're trying to accomplish and what you guys have been working on. And I see this, are you going to have any idea what the figures are going to look like per se? So the building you're going to go into, I mean, I think one of the things that city council is trying to be good stewards of the taxpayer dollars, or the money that comes from a lawsuit in this particular case. We want to be able to be transparent on how those dollars were spent. And so $1.8 million, just don't want to take it and throw it out a tree. We want to know, and I know when it comes to finance, because this will come to finance, if you can kind of give us an idea, just even a ballpark. I mean, are you going to rent someplace?
This is not me. Not me at all. Actually, once this goes out, we as a city would be detached from that, because the goal is to go with an entity that has spent years already taking and has a blueprint of what this looks like, and can actually present the funding mechanisms and where that money would go. Because I am professional.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So what we're looking at doing here with this is just contracting and giving the $1.8 million to an entity to spend as they see fit.
Not necessarily there, because actually, if you're following the Eddy County, and please correct me if I'm wrong, if you're following the Eddy County RFP, it's designated in there of how the funds would be allocated, and to my understanding. That's why it was a good idea to go with a very successful, this has already been done. It's a proven model. Instead
Right,
of,
and so I appreciate that. So what does that model look like as far as the dollars that are being spent? I mean, that's one of the things that's important. It's $1.8 million, and I get it. Facilities, office, all these other things, but what does that model look like when we hand that off to them?
so I can't tell you, because all we're doing right now is allocating, asking people to propose something to us, and then we determine, once it's proposed, whether we go with it or we don't.
So my question is the budget adjustment too early before we do the RFP, or should you do the RFP and then, once we get that, then we do the budget adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, I think we see the proposals before we
Spend the money.
spend the money.
I was advised by.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm not calling anybody out, but what I do want to know is with 1.8 million, I want to know what that's going to look like, where it's going to go, and if they're already doing this in Eddy County, how they run their program and how they spend the money because obviously they're getting money from the community. Theirs is not just the opioid fund, but they have a community that is putting money into it, because I spent time talking with Sheriff Page and talking with others in Eddy County on the program. So I just think that it's good as city councilors to see what that program may look like, or is it going to be somebody other putting in for this? And who are those other entities? What do they look like in comparison to what they're doing in Eddy County?
Because I agree with Councilor Arnold, we need to move forward on this. It's been way too long, and don't need to reinvent the wheel, because we already have, Eddy County is successful at it.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying, so
Also, but I
we
want
need to do the RFP.
to make sure we do it right.
I agree, but like I said, I need solutions, as well as, because I'm operating, trying to keep, because we're holding our people's money, and it's not helping anyone. We're in our bank account.
Yeah.
And so, what I'm saying is, can we please take the step that was advised to me, allocate the funding, then actually draw in and at least take a look at what that looks like. Because I can't answer
We
it.
hold the money until we know who we're.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, Councilor, so the part of the reason that I went with, or I suggested that we go through the allocation first is we don't actually know how to design the RFP until we have a general idea of how much of the opioid money you guys are willing to earmark for what is earmarked. So this is an appropriation with a lot of strings attached already, as you can see by the.
Well, and obviously the opioid money has got some
Yeah.
restrictions to it. I mean, you can only spend 15% on this and others has to be on, so
Right.
I understand what
so-
you're saying. So we just have to be prudent with how we disperse and make sure those funds are spent appropriate.
And as the procurement rules require, anything over, well, depending on what the service, anything over 20 or 60K is going to go to your door with the contract attached to it. So you'll know exactly what expenditures would be looking like.
Okay, I'm good.
So you recommend we take this route?
Yeah, I'd suggest, because if you guys only want to do, the appropriation is what we need to do, because if we just say appropriate for everything in the opioid settlement, that doesn't give us the direction that the staff wants from the council. Councilor Arnold said Lifehouse is working in this way. So we pulled up, how does it need to be, what are the not earmarks is the wrong word, but what are the strings in the appropriation that need to be there so that we have a direction into what to procure on your behalf?
And maybe I'm assuming, but I'm assuming Lighthouse already has an idea what they can do.
Yeah, and truthfully, Eddy County did us a big favor. Eddy County does us a lot of big favors, whether or not we know it in their procurement department, because they always add a provision saying that for any RFP they award, local public bodies have to be able to use it. So if it's the view of the council, and this is something discussed in a different setting potentially, if you like what Lifehouse is doing, we can just bring them here and have them walk through what they've done in Eddy County. And if that's the way you want to go, we can use that procurement and base a contract around that for your approval.
But it has to go far.
No, so if we abide by the terms of their RFP, we can procure them. You guys still approve the contract. So that's in an existing contract under the procurement code. So like we were saying in legal community, the procurement component is this administrative way we have to do things under state law. The contract award is the council's ultimate discretion. So what this really does is tell Chad, the fire, police, and legal that we know that this is how you want this money structured more or less for us to find vendors.
Okay, and so this is a one-time deal unless we receive more funding from any other type of lawsuits that are similar to this, whether it's opioid or.
Yeah, and there's some coming down the pipeline, but the idea, at least from legal's perspective, is we would not be spending this all in 1 year. We simply want, but if we're going to structure a 5 to 10 year contract, we need to know if you guys want a 6 year contract, we need to split it into, pots of 300,000.
So we'll continue to be the fiscal agent?
Always.
Okay.
Any more?
And subject to debate.
Did you have anything to add? Did you have anything?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilor Maru? Nothing?
I think it's just something we need to move on.
So I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Did you say to go to finance?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to number 3, Mr. Franco.
Two properties. 1805 Summit Street. Been in contact with the person. They received a certified letter yesterday. And then the one at 2804 South Largo. Also no contact from the property owner. Question.
The one that Largo burned,
No, ma'am, it's very.
I couldn't tell from the picture if we had caught on fire.
You said you had a certified letter for Summit? They mean it's.
It came back.
Okay, yeah. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion, the resolution shall require the removal of demolition of 2 depleted structures.
Second.
More discussion? All of them on the consent?
Did you go to legal or anything?
No, we just had it, we just left it.
Okay, I'll concede.
Voted on it. Yeah, we just voted on that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next item is number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me get a motion real quick, and then we may just move this to, isn't that what we're discussing? Just moving it straight to council. the next-
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we move this for discussion to the special committee meeting.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry. You don't want to do it
Here
3
5
times.
times. Right?
What?
Those are not good.
All right, next item on the agenda, number 5. Chavez.
Members, Russell Fire Department is asking to consider recommending authorization for approval to issue a purchase order in the amount of $265,988.60 for the purchase of one brush truck from 411 Equipment LLC. This procurement will be made through CES contract number 2024-25-C115-ALL. Financial consideration will be coming from our fire protection grant fund. To purchase this brush truck, it'll fall in line with our comprehensive 3 to 5 year plan. It'll be the beginning of us creating a cycle of buying and renewing our old fleet, our aging fleet. Thank you, Russ.
Any questions?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion.
Sorry. You want to do, I think this can go on, but would you seeing if they have other cooperative procurements that don't charge as high a rate as CVS?
Let me explain that and why we went with.
Yeah, like if it's usually cheaper, that's all.
Right. CS has a contract agreement between them and 411 Fire Sales Equipment. So it's a negotiated price of $2,000 per PO. And so that way, we did that just so all the funding stays within the state and goes to the schools.
I don't know, if it's 2,000 for the PO, then that's, it's not a percent of the sale on this one?
No, it's for
Oh, okay, so this is way cheaper then.
just through the company, yeah.
Good info.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? Okay, Councilor Cap.
To 1%. That's what
Madam Chair, agenda item 5, I'd like to recommend authorization for approval to issue a purchase order in the amount of $265,988.60 for the purchase of one brush truck from 411 Equipment LLC. This procurement will be made through CES contract 2024-25-C115-ALL and push to finance with the, put it on consent agenda if they would do that.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Yeah, finance, you do it.
All in favor?
This is consent.
Both finance consent, yes. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, number 6. In the budget adjustment, EMS. Okay.
Agenda item number 6 is consider recommending approval of a budget adjustment to establish the full FY25 or 26 EMS operating personnel budget. City Council requested a comprehensive presentation of the EMS medical services program budget to understand its full operational and personnel costs of the planned transition to a city operated services beginning July 2026. Establishing this FY25 budget is a necessary step to align current year financials with long-term operational planning for the upcoming. The FY25 EMS budget includes all essential personnel costs such as wages, overtime benefits, and related payroll obligations. It also includes the operating costs required to sustain EMS readiness, including medical supplies, communications equipment, training, fuel, and other essential operating expenses necessary to meet state EMS compliance standards. Developing the full FY25 EMS budget provides the foundation for financial modeling and operational readiness as the city prepares for a complete EMS service integration in FY 26. In your packet is a full chart of what it would cost for the personnel costs for a full year of budgeting payroll in there. And then on the second page in there, you have the full budget breakdown, which also includes the payroll in there, but it also has the operational costs of the budget and an organizational chart. So I worked with Randy and Chief Chavez on this to get this into public safety today. And I stand for any questions, and Randy's here for any questions you have on the operating budget that will include any of the.
Is the total budget adjustment the 5,850,000?
Yes, so that would be what it would cost to run it. So we are like halfway through the year, so of course payroll will go down in that if you guys decide to implement the full.
This doesn't include revenues. We don't know what.
No, the revenues is the GRT tax allocation in there right now, so this doesn't include any revenues coming in from the ambulance service right now.
And what's in the tax right now, do you know?
I would have to look it up, but we are about 11,000 in there right now. We haven't got the GRT for this month.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone on the committee?
Explain to me again, the budget adjustment is for the 5, not for the 5,000,008.
It is for the 5,000,008 if you guys want to do that, the full amount. Like I said, we are halfway through the year, so we have 16 payrolls left, so we would reduce that payroll part down just to cover the cost of the rest of the payroll for this year.
Because most of these people aren't even hired yet.
No. So the only one that will be hired so far is the EMS chief captain right now, and she is being paid out of fire right now.
I'm sorry, when you said 11,000, did you mean 11 million?
Yeah, sorry, 11,000.
Way far off. There we go.
Yeah, 11 million.
Yeah.
This is just to give you an overall picture of what it would cost to run the department as of right now, if you had everybody in one place
At 5.8 annually?
annually.
Okay.
And the people on these things, how many of these, you said only one person that's on this thing is hired?
So far, the
So far, right?
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's the whole-
Waiting for this for a long time. Oh, okay, it's not, that ain't it.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to,
Madam Chairman, I make a statement,
Yes, sir.
because this is not going to go through Finance Committee the way it's. What you need to look at the appropriations for the remainder of this year and not make a budget adjustment for a full year cycle. This needs to be, this is assuming you're trying to make a budget adjustment to operate this thing for a full year, and you're allocating funds out of you'll have to make a budget adjustment. It should be how they ramp this thing up. At one point in time, Chief, there was, I believe, Mr. Fuller had put together a monthly ramp up of this cost. And that's what I believe you should see. And that's what I'm going to request when it does come to Finance Committee. You can approve what you want. But I'm not going to participate.
Include that in your motion, right?
Unless we see this. And I talked to Mr. Cole about this today. It needs to be actual costs as you go. And ramp this thing up so you know what your true allocation is, what that fund's going to be sitting at potentially at the end of the year. So we can look at additional appropriations coming in. So, but you guys do what you want to do.
Counselor, I was going to make a motion to move it to finance so that we could have that conversation.
That's fine.
That's, make a motion to recommend approval of budget adjustment to establish its full fiscal year 25 EMS operating and personnel budget and send it to finance.
Second.
Any more discussion? You have all that information.
Yeah, we'll reduce it down, so that way you'll have.
Well, we want actuals.
Yes.
Well, at least,
Certain.
yeah, as close to actuals as you can get, yeah. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you so much. I know that's a lot of work, so,
Very exciting.
yeah. Happy to have it moving forward.
Mhm.
All right, next item on the agenda, number 7. Is that you, Chief Chavez?
Madam Chair, committee members, Rawls Fire Department's asking for consideration, recommending approval of a budget adjustment and authorization for the purchase of a Class A HME pumper for the Rawls Fire Department. This procurement will be made through Sourcewell, contract number 113021-CSM. Some of the financial consideration on this, the Fire Protection Fund was granted $600,000 to purchase this truck. Chief Fuller and Chief Washcheck went and lobbied for this funding. This is the top tier on this grant. This is the highest amount that they grant on this. To us and Lake Arthur were the only 2 cities to receive this grant. Unfortunately, that leaves us a little bit shy of buying that HME pumper that they're holding. It's the total price for the pumper was $753,215. So that left us short $153,215. And so that's what we're asking for that source to come from the capital outlay vehicles from the Fire Protection Fund. That's correct, Rick?
Yes.
So that's what we're asking for is the additional $153,000 to purchase that fire truck. And the way this funding was acquired is it was through an emergency fund. Mr. Cole had asked us to go and try to go through these grants. And so that's the way we attacked them, is through the emergency window. And we're able to secure 2 of those grants. One of them was the $970,000 you guys approved us to purchase the mini pumpers with last month. And this is the second round of that emergency grant that we also were granted. Stand for questions.
I just want to thank Chief Fuller and Chief Washcheck so much, because that's a lot of money to get.
And great job.
Any questions from the committee? Okay, entertain a motion then.
Okay, I'll do it. Guys.
They're flippy.
All right. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of a budget adjustment and authorization for the purchase of a Class A HME pumper for the Roswell Fire Department. This procurement will be made through Sourcewell number 113021-CSM.
Second.
And it goes to finance, right?
Oh, yes, to actually pass to finance and for consideration of the consent agenda.
And for the remaining $153,215.
Second.
Already said second.
Should be 2. All right, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we are to public input, public participation. Anything online?
Yes, sir. Councilor, Madam Chair.
Julie Smith, 310 West Mescalero. I just like to give a reminder because I get PG, I took that and stuff. PG is the acronym for pregnant, not age. So you might like that with your acronyms or your liaison, probably the clerk too, but PG's page.
Yeah,
it's complicated with page, but it's not even on this page. If you look at the dictionary, it's supposed to be that.
Tomato.
I know.
That it's automatically generated in the Agenda Quick software.
Oh, okay. You hear that?
I hear it's automatic, but it's just not the correct.
The software. We don't put it in, it does it for us.
All right, then, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Damn good. Guys.
Don't do that.
This conference will now be recorded.